Hey everyone, my name is Elisa Covington, and today I'm going to take you on a tour on this new house flip I just acquired that sits on a cliff. The house itself is pretty small, but there is a bonus room in the basement. As usual, make sure you stay until the very end because the house flip numbers will be reviewed. The house exterior has really deteriorated over the years. You see some dry rot, paint peeling off, and a lot of built up dirt and dust. So we need to clean it thoroughly and do a lot of sanding and then repaint the exterior. We probably are going to remove the shelf that has a lot of paint peeling off and it's not looking very good. And we're also going to remove this little storage shed and maybe put more fence in the front. So we have a fenced off front yard that's forming a private courtyard that we're going to take a look. I think it's actually pretty cool over there. This courtyard is quite nice. There's a good-looking tree over there and then a hedge here that's really overgrown and it's blocking up a lot of the frontage of the home, so we'll probably have to take it out. And then the rest of the area is pretty much flat, so we'll likely utilize it and put some sod so we can create a little entertainment area. Further down, there's a terraced area that goes to the garage and also some potted plants that we could use to decorate the sides of this path. And then on the other side, there is a decent flat area that I'm thinking to level and also to put some concrete here so we can have some seating area. I talked about the house sitting on a cliff, and this is where you can tell. When you walk towards the edge, there is like 10-15 foot of drop that's quite scary. This is a big safety hazard and there's no fence or railing or whatsoever. And then I thought about installing some stairs to go down to the backyard, but there's not really any flat surface down there, so it will be very expensive to do the steps and to level the backyard to create any usable space. So I pretty much have given up on that idea. So we'll likely just do some railings to make sure that it's safe here and then utilize the front yard very well so that there's still outdoor living space. Towards the entrance, you can see the handrail has a lot of dry rot and it really needs to be replaced. And there's also a huge gap between the railing and the wall, so it's not safe. We probably need to add some horizontal bars here to make it up to code. Welcome inside. The house has a floor plan that I'm very familiar with. Right in front of you is the living room, and then on your right side are the dining room and kitchen. In this living room, it's quite dark because the drapes are so thick and we had a hard time trying to open them up. But once we removed them and replaced the window, you can see a lot of trees in the back, and if you pay attention and see through the branches, there's actually some ocean view far away. So we plan to hire a company to maybe thin down the branches so we can actually enjoy the ocean view. Of course, in terms of the scope of work in the living room, we're going to add recessed lights in the ceiling and replace this very dirty green carpet with maybe vinyl flooring. The dining room has a big pink wall that's separating the kitchen. We opened it up to check if this wall can be easily removed and if it's load-bearing, and luckily it's not. So we're going to take it down to open up the flow. And we definitely want to remove this dated pendant light and also some furniture left behind by the previous owner. And the space is actually pretty decent otherwise. The kitchen is quite tight and it's boxed in. There are wood-toned cabinets and antique-looking appliances that we plan to remove, and we also want to kind of shift the layout a little bit, moving the sink under the window and make a peninsula on this wall because we're going to take this wall down, so there will be a good sight line to the dining room and to the living room. We can't really increase the space in here, so we're going to have to figure out some ways to make it feel a little more spacious than it is. A lot of people have asked me how I can do complex renovation projects like a pro. It definitely didn't happen overnight. On my first flip, I was so stressed out and made so many mistakes. But over the last 7 years, I've learned so much and built up my confidence eventually. The good news to you is you don't have to go through all the detour I've gone through and make all the mistakes that I've made, because you can join my coaching program, Transform Flipper Academy, where I teach my students the ins and outs about house flipping and help them mitigate the risks in the business. Many of my students have already completed the first couple of their projects and made a 6-figure income. So don't wait any longer. Check out our website and student testimonials at transformflipperacademy.com. The first bedroom walls are painted this light lemonade color, and the windows are filthy with some mildew spots. But if we trim down those trees in the back, this room probably also will have some ocean view, which would be very cool. And we're going to replace the closet door, the interior door, add a ceiling light, repaint the walls, and replace the dirty carpet. The second bedroom has a large oversized bed in here that's taking up most of the space. So when we try to sell the house, we're going to make sure that we'll stage it and put furniture that's appropriate sized to this room so it doesn't feel overwhelming like this. But other than that, the scope of work in here is very similar to the other room, with a new ceiling light, new paint, and new flooring. The hallway bathroom has interesting wood paneling all over, which is very rare to see. It could have been cool if this was a bathroom in a cabin, but it's not. And the wood pieces were poorly installed, and it's filthy and with spider webs in a lot of areas, so it's kind of gross. We'll probably have to remove it all and redo the wall texture. And even the skylight in here has wood paneling around it, and it's getting moldy, so that will have to be redone as well. Other than that, the bathroom tiles and the tub, the vanity and toilet all have to be replaced, and then some of these like hanging features, and then the switch plate is kind of interesting, but we don't plan to salvage any of these. The primary bedroom is slightly bigger, but it also has this minty green kind of tone. There are some patches on the ceiling and on the walls without proper paint, so we definitely need to fix that. We'll add a ceiling light, repaint the interior, and replace this filthy carpet. And the attached bathroom is of standard size. It's quite interesting that the curtain fell off, but I thought it was kind of a skirt for the vanity, which was interesting. And the shower has a glass door and also shower curtains. So they really try to make sure that no water gets outside. But the tiles are very old school and the pan is weathered, so all have to be replaced. And then we'll use some new modern tiles to brighten up the space and also make this room feel more contemporary. Going down the stairs, there's actually a door to the garage that's full of junk right now. And the other side is the basement that we were talking about. There's also some view to the backyard of the trees, and then it has high ceilings with kind of ugly paneling covering it. And then there's a lot of furniture and stuff left behind by the previous owner. So we plan to remove all the junk, redo the ceiling, retexture the walls, remove this ugly fireplace, and then add some recessed lights to make this room more like living space, even though it's just a bonus room. So once we finish it here, it will probably feel like a nice family room. Through a hidden door in the basement, there's actually stairs taking you down to this secret kind of crawl space area where it clearly shows you that the house was built on the hillside. So there's a lot of dirt in here and the foundation is built around it, and then the door leading to the outside shows you what the backyard looks like. It's pretty much all hill, so there's not a lot that we can utilize, unfortunately.
I've done quite a few projects in the area, and the house reminds me of them because it shares this typical floor plan. The kitchen is a challenge because it's so cramped, but opening the wall near the dining room will make a big difference. The bedrooms' renovations are straightforward, and so are the bathrooms. I'm mostly excited about the basement because additional living space would be very appealing on the sale. The house flip numbers are coming right up. Don't miss it.
Now it's time for the numbers. I purchased this house for around $900,000 and we plan to put about $150,000 into the renovation. The after repair value is estimated to be $1.3 million, so there's some good margin in there. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you get to see the after video once this project is all done. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. There's a nice looking tree over there.
It might cut out for a second.
It needs to be replaced. There's also not, I don't know how to say that. Like it definitely didn't happen overnight. On my first project, I was so more, make this room feel more.
3.
I don't even remember. 1 second.